J-Mac Sports 24/7. I am J-Mac. Thank you for coming to the channel. We're going to talk Tar Heel basketball, men's Tar Heel basketball. That's what we're going to talk about. I'm in the mood to talk about North Carolina basketball, or lack there was. We have completed our regular season 2022-2023 season is done. We're about to start the ACC Conference Tournament. We completed the last regular season game by losing to Duke 62-57. For the most part, our Heels was in the game. I actually believe our Tar Heels are the better team. But by attrition, we lose. Our players were tired. Yeah, we're one of, if not the worst, perimeter shooting team in the conference and all of Division I basketball. But our starters played a lot of minutes for the most part during the season in the second half. In the second half, we played a lot of minutes for our starters. And as time goes on, the legs wear out. The the rise that you need in your jump shot is no longer there, or it starts to dwindle. As I said, my hat's off to Mondo Baycott, RJ Davis, Puff Johnson coming off the bench. And although RJ Davis came off the bench because it was senior day, we really didn't get any points and good minutes from our bench. And that's by design. That is by design, maybe due to practice. But our coach has our coaches has not readied the bench to put in some decent minutes. We saw this last season, but we was very fortunate to have Brady Manick to transfer over to play for the Tar Heels. And as far as I'm concerned, Brady is one of the all-time greats and favorites of Carolina. With one season in. And how many times did we wish that Brady Manick was playing this season? How many times did we all hope and wish that Brady Manick was playing? We were sold during the offseason. Pete Nance. You can't knock Pete Nance. As I posted on Twitter back ago, he didn't solicit to come play for University of North Carolina. He didn't, he didn't have his own cheering squad. Let's go get Brady. Pete Nance. But he came because we were sold as fans that although he will not be Brady Manick, he's fully capable of being a stretch four. And you think about it, he's a second generational player. He has a father that played in NBA at Clemson, was outstanding, and then he had his brother. So he got good pedigree. He has good pedigree. But he's the youngest of the boys, the Nance brothers. And so we were sold that, he would be fully capable of stepping in that four spot and step in. He did, and it was early on. It was obvious that he was trying to feel his way on the starting four, try to find out what his role really is, and see, unfortunately, Brady Manick set the blueprint. Before there was a Brady Manick, we could pose the question: is it possible someone with only one season come in as a starter and really mash well with the other four? I mean, it was a lot of questions on that, but Brady Manick came in and made it possible. He actually proved it. Now, he started out slow as well, but he found his niche. He became very comfortable, and he really understood how to move without the ball. Brady Manick really learned how to move without the ball, especially when Armando Bacot had the ball. He knew how to crash the offensive glass. He knew how to roll off a ball screen, the pick and pop, a pick and shoot, however you want to call it. So he pretty much wrote it for anyone to come out. This is how you do it. And my understanding is that Pete Nance was the most available to play in that role behind Brady Manick that wanted to come to North Carolina if North Carolina sought them out. So tonight is an indicative of not having good shooting. And Brady Manick was able to mask a lot of that last season because he was able to hit those open shots. And I'm a believer that if you see someone else shooting and with confidence and hitting a 3-point shot, it kind of parlays over to your way of thinking, or it gives you somewhat confidence to do the same. So Brady was contagious. He was really contagious with R.J. Davis, Caleb Love, and at times Leaky Black, Puff Johnson, Dante Styles. He was contagious, and I just thought that coming into the season, that once the season started and we start to see the team play, how it's like they was believing they were still playing with last season's team, and the shots weren't there early in the season. The shooting weren't there early. The defense definitely was not there. But you would think. So there's one particular play in tonight's game, and Jay Billis pointed it out multiple times with Pete Nance. Pete Nance is as I alluded to, is a second generational player. He's a 5th-year player. He's just not a senior. He's a 5th-year player. And then I'm sure he's played pickup basketball with his brothers, with his father. So you would think he would have a really, really good high IQ. And I'm not really knocking Pete Nance. I mean, these are just observations of mine, and that and then Jay Billis pointed it out. And I see this all the time, not with just Pete Nance. I see this with upperclassmen all the time. How they pass the ball to their teammate, where they pass the ball. So you wonder, where is the IQ, basketball IQ? I'm not talking about intellectually, book learning, street smarts. I'm just referring to just basketball smarts, basketball IQ. And Bacot has, he had his man behind him at an angle, and defender was hanging on his right side. That is where Pete Nance threw the ball, to his right hand, to Baycott's right hand, not his left hand, which would allow him to roll, if he had caught the ball on the left side, roll directly to the rim. But by his defender leaning towards the right, was able to deflect the ball. So I'm thinking of, okay, at what point does the game slow down where you see this? Then if you're just coming into the league, a wide-eyed freshman, even a sophomore, I can see making those mistakes, But a junior, senior, fifth-year senior making those type of mistakes? How could that be? How does that happen? When you're playing, okay, you're not playing the Sisters of the Poor. We're playing Duke. Last regular season. I mean, we know we're on the bubble. Our senses should be heightened. Our basketball IQ should be off the charts for this one game. It just blows. Now there gonna be many to say, well, I'm not a coach, and we're all fans. We watch enough basketball to believe how it should be played. I honestly thought that Baycott this season will have to be able to spend some time resting on the bench. And when I say that, I'm saying I honestly thought Will Shavers will be able to spare Armando Baycott. I mean, he came in, he set a whole season out, being able to participate with the team during practice. He saw the team get to the Final Four, to the championship game, so he understood the system. So I'm thinking that you think he would gotten better, but yeah, I know he got hurt. But before he got hurt, I was thinking that he was going to spare. I don't know why. We don't know. We all wonder why Coach Davis. We only have to assume it was not producing in practice, but over time it's gonna, not just Will Shavers, but the other players. They're gonna lose confidence. They lose confidence in playing. And when they do get in the game has still not slowed down for them, because now they're not. This is not practice. This is a real game, a live game. So the game is much faster. So the game with any sport that you play has to slow down in order you to be at your best, to play at your highest level. So I mean, we're all disappointed. Preseason number one, and without winning the ACC Conference Championship, we're not going to the big dance. I mean, can you remember? We all remember when the last second ran off the clock in the championship game last season. We lost to Kansas, but we were hopeful. We were all hopeful. And then we start off season. You start to hear what players will return. Everyone's coming back. And then with the addition of Pete Nance and hearing, that he has the capabilities to sit in on that forward spot, stretch forward. We were so excited. The whole off season, we were all excited. I mean, Coach Davis' first year as the head coach, and he take his team. He start out the gate slow. But, they start to believe. They start to believe, and they start to gel. They start to move. They pass the ball. They played tremendous defense. Tremendous. Caleb Love was hitting a high free throw percentage. And he really dropped off this season. So I'm a firm believer our backcourt need to be high percentage at the free throw line, because they have the ball in their hands the most, and they can get to the rim, the and ones. And so I've read many times how, North Carolina had an advantage because of our backcourt and the high percentage free throw shooting that we had. Leaky Black had a really nice percentage last season. He kind of dropped off at the free throw line. But I steadily have seen the improvement of Armando Bacot. But we was all hopeful. We were very hopeful when the season started. And I think we lost like back-to-back games 4 times. I mean, that's just not Carolina to lose a back-to-back basketball. We won our first 5 games in Portland. And then the first loss to Iowa State. We lost to Alabama 4 times overtime. We lost by 2 points. And Alabama had been ranked number 1 in the polls more than once, I believe, this season. We lose to Indiana. We lose to Virginia Tech at Virginia Tech. So what? That's 4 games. 4 games that we lose. All together. Then we go on a 4-game winning streak, the longest that we've had, only once. Only once did we won 4 games in a row. That's the most we won in a row, were 4 games. We lose to Pitt at Pitt. That was a surprising loss. They beat us last season. They beat us again this season. We take care of Wake Forest. We take care of Notre Dame. And the game at Virginia, we lost because of I believe that's the game that Armando Bacot was not playing. We could have won that game, but we were competitive. We come back and we beat Louisville, Boston College, North Carolina State. I was wrong. Syracuse. That's the second time we won 4 games in a row. And that will be it. We lose to Pitt. We got swept by Pitt. We got swept by Pitt. We lose to Duke. That's 2 losses. We lose at Wake Forest. That's 3 losses. We win. We beat Clemson. But now we go and lose back-to-back, Miami and State. We go on a 3-game winning streak against Notre Dame, Virginia, and Florida State, and we lose to Duke. So we have to go on a winning streak right now in the conference tournament. We have to do that. And it looks like we're playing the second round, March 8th. We're playing the winner between Boston College and Louisville. We're seeded 7th. We're seeded 7th. And we're definitely capable of winning that game. I mean, it's possible. Excuse me. It's possible that Carolina can really go on a run to get into the tournament. But we need the automatic bid. We need to win this game with a tournament to get in. Otherwise, it's definitely NIT. I hope to see more of Tyler Nickel. We all did. We hope to see more of Jalen Washington. Jalen Washington played only in 1 minute of tonight's game. 1 minute. What? Jalen Washington is a 5-star recruit player. Yeah, I know he came off his injuries and was really babying. Actually, I'm not going to use the term babying, but we really took care in bringing him back. That's fine. But come on, now this is at this right now, I mean, he should be healthy enough to play more than 1 minute in the last regular season game against Duke at home. Jalen Washington is the best. It should be the #1 recruit from this current class. We didn't see much of Nickel, Tyler Nickel. 4 minutes he played. And then Seth Trimble, Tokoto's little brother. Nice guy. We all know it. Tokoto's a nice guy. You know, and I'm one of those guys who look at YouTube footage of these kids in high school, and they only show the best of their best, of the highlights. But come on, Seth Trimble, he is going to have to shoot the ball. He can't dribble all day long next season. Next season, I mean, all season, he needs to say, okay, I got to assert myself. I have to at least shoot the ball. When I say shoot the ball, I'm not saying shoot a three. I'm saying take it to the rim and make an attempt at the basket. Make an attempt. You can't dribble into the paint and then look to pass every single time. You just can't do that. DeMarco Dunn, he played 5 minutes. Dante Styles played 7 minutes. Jalen Washington, 1 minute. Wow. 1 minute. He didn't even have a shot attempt. Well, what can you do with 1 minute? What can you do with 1 minute? Leaky Black played 40 minutes. He couldn't spare Leaky. He couldn't get rested at all. He could get no rest. 0 rest. 40 minutes. Let's see. There's no one on Duke team got 40 minutes. The closest was Mitchell at 38. 40 minutes. Leaky played 40 minutes. Could get no rest. I'm going to say Coach got to do better. Coach got to do better with his rotation next season. He just got to. He just got to do better. I just want to do this, you know, I haven't done a video on the Heels. I've been watching them and, you know, doing some short videos on them. We all are disappointed because we all were very hopeful when the season started, because based off of last season, and we have 2 excellent recruits coming in. And then the 2024 class is still, I understand, the best class coming in. We need to see Coach Davis after 2 seasons. You know, we need to see what his 3rd season will look like. More importantly, his 4th season. I'm J-Mac, J-Mac Sports 24/7. I appreciate if you like, share, subscribe, and go ahead and comment. Were you hopeful as I was? Don't feel good to be swept by Duke. It don't feel good. And, you know, I want to say this before I leave. I'm a huge Jerry Stackhouse fan. And when they beat Kentucky, Vanderbilt beat Kentucky the other day, I was on Facebook and I saw, you know, a lot of Carolina fans, you know, wishing that Jerry Stackhouse was able to coach this year's team. We had a coach that's recently just got us to the national championship game last season, his 1st season. And so a season removed from last season, we want to replace him. I don't know. I haven't seen this, but I would love to see what Jerry's season, Jerry Stackhouse season was, his 1st season with Vanderbilt as head coach, his first 2 seasons. You know, I can say this for certain. He didn't go to the championship game this 1st season. I can say that for certain. I can say this for certain as well. He didn't give Coach K his last regular season loss. And he didn't give Coach K his last loss ever. I can say that for certain. And he may be a very good coach. You know, he have more time in. He's coached, I think, in the WNBA, been assistant coaches there, and maybe the NBA. So I'm willing to look at see how Coach Davis learned from the first season, the second season, and more importantly, to see how he work with his recruits that he's coming in. They're really, really talented guys, and I'm praying that we have at least one shooter on those. I mean, as I said, if you look at their YouTube videos, they're all shooting. They're all Larry Bird. They all can shoot threes. But again, they're only showing their best highlights on the YouTube videos in the high school. So I'm not in the gym watching them play the entire game. Follow me over at Twitter, JMaxPoet 24/7. I'm J Mac. Thank you for coming to the channel. Peace. 2 fingers.